Welcome to day 3 of Expanded Week here on the T-Table. Today we're going to be looking at Zoroark GX Counter Box. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Expanded, what is that? Well, we have this card Zoroark GX, who once ruled the land. Standard, Expanded, you name it. It has the ability Trade. You may discard a card, draw 2 once during your turn, so if you got 3 or 4 in play, you get to draw a bunch of cards. And then it does Right as Beating for 2 colorless, which is 20 for each of your Pokemon in play. So, you can do 20, 160, 190 if you have modifiers, depending what it is. It's a very, very good card. It also has the GX ability Trickster, which says choose one of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. Now, in this particular deck, we're not going to utilize that, but there are some Zoroark variants out there that do, and those ones are pretty sweet. So, what is the counterpart? Well, along with your 4 double colorless Zoroark attack, you play a card called Counter Energy. This provides a colorless, but if you are losing, it provides 2 of anything, but it has to be attached to a Pokemon that is not a GX or EX. So thankfully, we got V Pokemon. So we're going to take a look at all the Pokemon here and see what can utilize Counter Energy. But before we get to that part, let's see what else is the support to make Zoroark tick. So we got Ditto Prism Star. Prism Star is a special thing that says you can't have more than one Prism Star card with the same name in your deck. And if it would go to the discard pile and instead goes to the lost zone, which means it is removed from the game. Ditto's ability is you can just put any stage 1 on it. It's very Ditto-esque. So you just let it sit there, and then you can evolve in this deck into a Zoroark or a Muk. And it doesn't really, it's kind of threatening because your opponent never knows what's going to happen. And unless you have an extra copy of those Pokemon. So like you got 2 Grimers or 5 Zoras. So you do have the Muk line. Grimer, if you got to collect for 2, turn 1, whatever, it's 0 energy, draw 2 cards. Pretty good. And then we got Alolan Muk. So as each basic Pokemon in play, in each player's hands, and in each player's discard pile has no abilities. So Expanded is a very basic ability-based format. So this could shut it off. Imagine if this was in Standard and you put it against Mew VMAX, and you could shut off their Genesects for a turn along with Pats as peek and play. It would be pretty crazy. We have Crobat V, draw into F6. We got Dedenne, discard your hand, draw into F6. Tapu Lele-GX, search for supporter. And then we got Exeggcute. So Exeggcute, sick card. Its ability is once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you can put in your hand. Now, the secret is every time it goes back into your discard pile, it resets itself. So you can just keep doing it. And you know what that combo's with? Zoroark GX. Which is once your turn, discard, draw 2. So, you draw 2 with Exeggcute, use the ability Propagation, put it back in your hand, use the next Zoroark, discard, draw 2, etc., etc. It also helps with cards like Quick Ball and Ultra Ball, since it gives you a free card to discard without having to do anything. And our last Pokemon before we get to the counters is a regular Zoroark. So, it does have a different name, so you're allowed to play 4 Zoroark GX and 4 of this Zoroark. So, it does foul play, just copy one of the defending Pokemon's attacks. So, it's just a really good trade card for letting your 1 prizer knock out a 2 or 3 prizer. Really clutch. Mirror matches, this card was very popular. Against stall decks, you can use their stall attack to maybe help you go back in. It has a lot of uses, really cool. It's from Black and White, the oldest set that is legal in Expanded. So then we got a few Pokemon that can utilize the counter energy. First, you got Mimikyu. So there's a Psychic one, but you do use the Fairy one because of RC Style Palkia Tag Team, which is weak to Fairy, along with Garchomp Tag Team and Guzzlord Tag Team. All those cards are weak to Fairy, so it's a great card. If your opponent's Pokemon uses an attack that isn't a GX during the last turn, use it. So I'll let you get in there, quick knockout, recover, get back in control. We got Sudowoodo. If your opponent's Pokemon using an attack last turn, just do it. So with other Zoroarks or Dark Box, or now that we have Arceus V-Star, as you saw in Expanded, this card's really great for just getting a knockout right away. I mean, you might not be able to use the rest of Arceus' attack, but knocking them out for 2 energy is pretty clutch. And then, as you notice, we have all the dogs. Entei V, Raikou V, and Suicune V, which all do the same thing. Fleet-footed, once during a turn if it's active, draw a card, and then Blizzard Rondo, Lightning Rondo, and Burning Rondo, which do 20 for plus 20 for each benched Pokemon. Both yours and your opponent's, so it combos with Zoroark's attack, who wants a lot of bench, and it also combos with Skyfield, which says each player can have 8 Pokemon on their bench. So, if you got 16 bench Pokemon in play, alright, that's 320 plus the 20 from their initial attack. That's a lot of damage for 2 energy. Now, the only way to attack with them is to use the counter energy, but it is great in getting back into the game. As you will see in the games we're going to play, it's very, very clutch. So go to the trainers, choose Cherish Ball, which just says search for GX. You don't have to discard anything. So you can get your Zoroark, your Dedenne, or your Tapu Lele. Help them get out of the deck easy. The rest of the balls are Ultra Ball and Quick Ball, pretty staple. We got 2 Field Blower in this build. Discard 2 with any combination of tool and stadiums in play. There's a lot of disruptive tools. There's also a card called Garbodor in Expanded that says as long as it has a tool, you cannot use abilities. So you're going to want to have that handy by drawing a card to get rid of that so you can get back in the game and you don't get locked out like end of 3 and yes, it'd be like that. So Field Blower is a great card. That is why there is 2. It's also good against Chaotic Swell, which you saw, which cancels out other stadiums. So really great card. We do have 2 Rescue Stretcher, where you put a Pokemon from your disc pile back in your hand, or shuffle 3 into your deck. Most times you're probably going to use the first one, but you never know, depending what you're playing against. Or if you had to discard an awkward amount of cards earlier, perhaps your Execute's prized, it can help you recover. We got the 4 Versus Seeker. And then our A-Spec in this deck is going to be Dowsing Machine. So you can only have 1 A-Spec period in your deck. I believe Monday we saw Scoop Up Cyclone. Yesterday we saw Computer Search. Today we are seeing Dowsing Machine. Discard 2 cards from your hand. If you can't discard 2 cards, you can't play it. Put a trainer back into your hand. So it's like a 5th Versus Seeker, but you can get any trainer. So you can get the Field Blower, or the Rescue Stretcher, or the Stadium, etc., etc. So we go to Supporters. We got Brigette, which is search your deck for 1 basic EX or 3 non-EX basics, and put them on your bench. This card is great. Now that we got Vs and GXs, this card really started to shine. You used to be able to play Supporter going first, and this was an insane move going first. It is a little less powerful now that you can do it going like you have to wait if you're going second, but it's still really good and definitely deserves a 1 of. We got Colress, shuffle your hand in your deck, and draw equal to how many bench Pokemon in play. So you could draw up to 16 cards, which, if we're playing Expanded, we're not going to want to draw cards? Like, realistically, come on. That's what we're playing Expanded, to draw cards. You got the Guzma, the end, the Pokemon Ranger, like I spoke about for ADP. It gets rid of the effect of them taking an extra prize and doing more damage, so it's really great. You got Professor Juniper, just research. You got the 2 Float Stone for free, and we got the 4 Capture and 4 Double Colorless. I do want to give a shout out to Japanese player Rench. Sorry if I mispronounced that. That is where I got this list from on Limitless. They played an expanded event. I really like it. I think you're going to too. It has a lot of plays in it, and it does make you think a lot. And I'm very excited to see this deck, gets fine-tuned more or whatever. What you could do when more Vs come out in the future that can utilize counter energy. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy the couple games we got to play with the deck, and let me know what you think at the end of the video. Thank you.
play this thing to win. No one for hiding. Feel you on my skin. No need to fight it. It feels better when the lights go down again and we can both give in. Never been one to need nobody, but I come undone when you hold me. It feels better when the lights go down again and we can both give in. Let the games begin. Got a head start, catch up to me, you can win. Nothing to lose, whatever you choose. Hold my breath, get in my groove. Waiting out for your next move. Let the games begin. Everything I do is just to be closer, closer now to you. I cannot hide it, and it feels better when the lights go down again. We can both give in. Stop to drink you in, and I'll do it slowly. Feel you moving in. It's you and me only. It feels better when the lights go down again and we can both give in. Let the games begin. Got a head start, catch up to me, you can win. Nothing to lose, whatever you choose. Hold my breath, get in my groove. Waiting now for your next move. Ooh, let the games begin. Let the games begin. Got a head start, catch up to me, you can win. Hold my breath, get in my groove. Waiting now for your next move. Let the games begin. Let the games begin.
as you saw in those couple games. Again, sorry for the no audio on my end. Had some issues, couldn't get it to work. That's all on me. But as you saw, the deck is very versatile with what attackers you can use to get your knockouts. And sometimes, as in the second game, you gotta draw 21 cards to win the game in a turn. And guess what you could have? We could have even drawn another card, because if we had missed the Guzma, we could have got like Entei V back retreated, fleet-footed, and then had a 33% chance to hit the Guzma if we didn't get it, but luckily we did. So, if you want a deck with like a higher skill ceiling, because you got to know like what plays to make, as you saw, I kind of fumbled a little bit because I was rusty. Zoroark Box is definitely for you. And as we get more Vs, who knows what else you could be able to counter energy with. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for putting up with the technical problems and watching. I'll leave a comment below what you think of this deck, and I will see you next time on the Tea Table.